Welcome ladies and gentlemen, I am Wukong, this is WuWatch. Today's video is going to be about the Radpowerbikes Radrunner. Before we start, let's do a little wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Hamilton khaki mechanical. I'll blend in some shots again. Great little watch, pretty good everyday carry watch, you know. Fragrance I'm wearing is the Puma Cross the Line. Yeah, let me just reapply real quick. Yeah, I've just worn it tomorrow morning during training. I decided, yeah, let's just continue wearing this cool little fragrance. So, in this video I'll be talking about the European version of the Radrunner. So if you're an American looking to buy this kind of bike, probably not the right video for you. But if you're an European from the European Union, keep watching. So this is the Radrunner, as I said, from the company Radpowerbikes. It's an American company which moved to Europe last year sometime, or let's say summer last year, and they've been shipping their e-bikes now to the European Union. They moved to Netherlands basically, so now they can ship from there all of their bikes. I bought mine around this time last year as a birthday present for myself. The price of this bike is still 1,199 euros. I have the passenger pack. This this costs 98 euros extra, and I have the fenders as well. They cost 97 euros extra. So all in all I paid around 1,400 euros, something like that. This is the battery right here, if you can see it. I'll be putting some close-up shots in again. So this is the battery. It's a 250 watt battery. Right here in the back tire, this is the motor. I can just, here we go, this is the, you can see it spinning. This is the motor, this is the chain, lights in the back and the front. Pretty cool little cargo bike. Fun fact, it's actually winner of the Choice Award 2020 Bicycle Magazine. It's the best cargo bike of 2020. So cool, right? Exactly. Now the weight of this whole thing is around 30 kilograms. This website says 29, but if you include the fenders and the passenger pack, you'll be at 30 kilograms. So it's quite heavy. Carrying it upstairs somewhere might not be such a good idea. It stands, I always place it in my garden. I have a garden, so I can just put it there, take the battery inside, so it's not out in the cold. But the bike is it's a sturdy bike. You can just leave it out in the cold, no problem. The loading capacity on this one, basically you can just take somebody with you. I myself take my girlfriend with this. You have, as you can see here, you have passenger, I don't know what it's called in English, where you can put your feet basically. Exactly. So I'm taking my girlfriend with this sometimes. The maximum loading capacity is around 140 kilograms, 136 again the website, but you know, I've had all in all people on there which we both weighed together more than 140 kilos. So now we'll go on a ride with this bike. I'll explain to you all the details, all the specs, where you can find what on the basically cockpit, I don't know what it's called, when you sit on the bike. And then I'll give you a little conclusion basically when we've arrived there where I want to arrive. It's getting dark, maybe I'll do the conclusion tomorrow, but we'll still go for a ride. You'll see a little riding experience with me.
Okay everybody, here's my watch again. Now let's see, that's the key for the bike. I'll take the battery off right now to show it to you. The battery can be taken off, as I said, so you can store it in the warm inside, out in the cold. Looks like this, weighs around 5 kilograms. Yeah, let's put it back in. Turn the ignition and we're ready to go. And I just turn it on. My power button is a little bit worn off because I've used it so often. It's actually red, mine is kind of red, white, like reddish. That's the throttle. Now I'm only going with the throttle. It's 6 kilometers per hour. Yeah, that's just the throttle. Now that's the first gear. Let's see how it looks in the first gear. It looks like this. Very cool. The bike doesn't have any mechanical gears. The only gears it has is on the battery, basically, the motor powered gears. And that's the second gear. Very cool. So riding the bike without the motor isn't much fun. It's a heavy bike, so I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, now we go into the third gear, riding through an awesome autumn forest. And I'm telling you, riding the bike is so much fun, especially through nature. Really cool. Now, fourth gear. Now I'm at 25 kilometers per hour, maybe a little bit more. As you can see, there are the power bars right above my finger. There are the power bars. I've 4 out of 5 because it took me some time to get there. I've already ridden around 15 to 20 kilometers on that day. And for me, I weigh around 70 kilograms. For me, the battery can take me around 70 kilometers far, and that's a lot. That's very good, you know. 70 kilometers, that's more than enough for me. I've only had it once that the battery was all empty, and I rode a lot that weekend, so yeah. I randomly found a little spot with deers which I could feed. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the trail, to the path, basically. That's like off-road riding. It's still a street, but it's like with gravel and grass and dirt. But like, so trails like this, the bike can ride them easily. As you can see, I'm still in 4th gear, still going 25 kilometers per hour. Exactly, and no worries. So it's so much fun. I'm telling you, it's the bike. The fun factor is enormously. It's just so cool. I'm telling you. Trust me. Okay, now we go some like really off-road trail riding. That's like a mini trail, so I can show you. The bike can take that too, so I wouldn't be worrying about that. But on the other hand, I wouldn't be going 25 kilometers per hour through like some mini trails through woods. But the bike can definitely handle that. Yeah, so see, I've switched down to 3rd gear. I'm cruising it around like, I would say 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. It's quite bumpy. Because as I said, the bike doesn't have fenders. The fat tires, they kind of take the hits, but you still feel it. Now I had to stand up because it's too bumpy. Yeah, here we go, almost there. Almost at the street.
Alright, as you just saw, we just finished the off-trail driving. Now we're here in nature. Yeah, what can I say about the bike, basically, about the driving experience? What are the pros and the cons of this bike? First to the driving, because we just saw some driving footage. It has no suspenders in the front, but the fat tires make up for it. So basically you shouldn't go mountain biking with the bike, or you shouldn't like go really like off trailing some weird path. It's not made for that. It's more like a trail city bike, something like that. As you just saw in the video, like streets in the city, easy, no worries. Feels even like a motorcycle. You sit like a low rider, like this, you know, always hands out in front, sit like this. Feels very cool, feels very, you know, natural. Then you have the I would say like the trails with sand and little stones and stuff, so no problem, easy. Then the off trail running is kind of difficult. You can do it, but I wouldn't do it too fast, so I wouldn't be like going in 25 kilometers per hour. Could end bad. So yeah, all in all, it's a great bike for the city. You know, I live in Munich. It easily replaces for me. Like I don't normally Munich is a quite big city. It has like 1.4 million citizens in it, so it's a big city. But with this bike, you can easily get from point A to point B within like an hour. So basically, this bike is sturdy, can take a bit of damage, and for the price of 1,400 euros, I mean it's a lot, but I wouldn't cry about it when it breaks. Sturdy, it's small compared to other bikes. It's way smaller than them. It's electrical, meaning you don't have to really do any much yourself. Of course, you have to pedal. In the EU, you can't just go on the throttle. You have to pedal. So that's that. But still, for me, it's like a little scooter. Why buy a scooter when you can have this one? You don't pay insurance. You just pay one time, and that's that. And it's way cooler. It's super cool. That's another pro. Another pro is that it's super cool. You get lots of compliments. Like usually when you're on a red light standing, there is some bicycle driver next to you. He'll compliment you because, especially older people are always interested in it. They always ask, is this an e-bike? Is this like, do they need insurance for it? It's a attention grabber basically. It's kind of, you get noticed with that. I also noticed little children enjoy it. When they see it, they always point with their fingers at it. My friends and my work colleagues, when they saw that it was my bike, because then they noticed it parking in the bicycle area, and they were like, "Oh, whose bike is this?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's mine actually." And then they all wanted to try it out. So it's a very attention grabbing bicycle. If you want to go unnoticed through life, through every day, that's not for you. But if you want a little bit of attention, perfectly fine. A huge pro, of course, you can just take somebody with you. That's epic as well. You can of course exchange that with a platform to put your stuff in. You can just have a little basket in the front, and there's a cool thing too. There's like, you can have a basket here, so it really looks like a motorcycle if you have a basket here. You can really mod the bike, so that's one big positive as well. You can really like mod the bike, design it all yourself. You can build in another lamp. They have like a super lamp. You can have a mirror here. You can have pretty much everything. So it's very cool for like bike enthusiasts who like to play around on the bikes. What are the cons basically? I just said, so many pros. What are the cons? I mean, there must be some cons, right? Sure. For me, for example, I guess this is specific to every bike. My bike, I have had it for a year. I've probably driven it like 1,300 kilometers. So that's a lot, 1,300 in 1 year. So basically what I can say is the brakes are kind of squeaky sometimes. Right now they're quiet again, but I need to exchange them because they're worn out a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to exchange the brakes. That's what you have to do like every year, I think, when you drive around a lot. But they get squeaky, so they're loud. Then another con is, again, no suspenders. I think it's okay. Other people say, yeah, it's hard to sit. Basically, when you drive a lot and you bump around on the streets, it's not a pleasant feeling. What other people say as well, what I can't agree with, is that the seat is kind of hard. Totally disagree. Seat is totally fine. It's not the best seat, of course, but it's totally fine. I've driven this bike for like almost 2 hours in one riding session, and I had no trouble. When you have to exchange the tires, let's say you have a flat tire. I had that once on the back tire, and I had to exchange it. The front tire is okay, you pop it off, easy. But the back tire, to take it out, is kind of difficult. The motor is in here. You have to disconnect everything, so it's kind of a burden, I would say. Not a burden. It's a difficult task to do that. Thing I have to tell you, it's not really a con. I guess it's specific to my bike again. The spring of the bike stands once snapped. One time when I was out. So basically the stance was just loose on the ground. I had to like tie it up with a lace from my shoe. I have to tie it up right here. But I wrote Radpowerbikes, hey, because I have a warranty of 2 years. I wrote them, hey, I have a bike stand spring snapped, can you please send me another one? They said, yeah, sure, you have warranty, here you go. So they sent me a new spring. About to drive home with it. One more cool thing I have to show you is when you hit the brakes, pull the brakes, you can see this is the backlight right here. When you pull the brakes, I hope you can see it. The backlight is a little brighter. See? So basically cars or other bicycle riders who are behind you can see that you're braking, that you're hitting the brakes right now. So that was my review of the Radpowerbike. I hope you liked it. It's kind of improvised again because I don't have much time. I have work. It gets dark early, so I don't really have time thinking through the review. But I hope you still enjoyed my point of view about the bike. I think it's a great bike for the money. You're paying 1,400 euros for such a cool bike. It's almost like a motorcycle, like a little motorcycle. Now in America they even go faster than 25. In Europe it's like limited to 25 kilometers per hour. In America it's like what's it, like 30 miles per hour. There's like 35 kilometers per hour, something like that. So in America they are way more faster than here, and even here it's quite fast. So I hope you enjoyed this little review. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and write down if you like the bike and if you have it, what are your experiences with it. Thanks for watching.